I'm pushing him.
Oh!
You want flank? Down, boy. You had me, didn't you? Freaking unbreakable meta. Tired of that crap, boy. Tired of everything, man. I'm gonna counter everything, bro. I don't care what it is.
Come and get me.
He's down. See, this is what I'm saying, bro. Just running. Yeah, you. Oh yeah, you about to.
What? Shit.
Down, boy.
Just ran into 5 NPCs.
Whatever playstyle or build you prefer, there'll always be one or the other that are hated amongst them. If you're playing DPS, 9 times out of 10, you're running this setup. If you're a skill build, you most likely have max skill damage and max status effects accompanied by bleed or burn skill. Now, both of you argue about why either one is cheese, and both of you have great points to prove your argument. Well, listen up. I wanted to break the mold by creating a build that is equally strong in both categories, skill and DPS. Yeah, I said it. Equally strong. You're complaining about how devastating my sticky bomb and airburst seeker mine are? Okay, then would you rather get beamed in the face with my MP5? The point I'm trying to make is that I've created a multifaceted build capable of competing against both styles of play. One that I've never made before. I'm serious, man, because the stat combination I've implemented is a rare duo that when put together becomes deadly. This build has team support and vision along with so many other advantages. So if you pass this up, you'll be missing out for real. Now before we get down to business, I want you to do 2 things for me. Like the video and subscribe to my channel because all of your support is what keeps me motivated to continue uploading this fire content y'all love to watch. Here we are. And at first I was conflicted about what I wanted to upload. I even conducted a poll asking all of you which one I should do. And a few times before, I recall talking about bringing back Firecrest, but you know what? None of them were ambitious enough for me. And the more I think about Firecrest, the more I feel that the flame turret just needs to be reworked. And calling the build Firecrest won't really do it justice without a proper flame turret. Y'all feel me? So with all this in consideration, I wanted to go all out and make a build that is a perfect balance between skill and DPS. I love both playstyles, don't get me wrong, but just playing one of them can get boring really quickly and the gameplay just gets redundant. It's like who can burn who down first, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I'm also using a skill that is very difficult to use in PvP, but if you can pull it off, will become something fierce. We'll get into that later, but I want to tell you about the build. Let me start with the weapons. My primary is MP5 ST with NSYNC. This SMG pretty much hits like an assault rifle. You can attach the Technician laser link to it as well. This gives you damage and your team vision with pulse. There's only one other time I've used this SMG and the build was awesome. Check it out, it was called Enforcer. But yeah, there's a specific reason why I wanted an SMG for this build. It's because of the stat composition I'm using. When looking at the build, if you noticed, I have crit damage and status effects rolled on my gear. And this is the stat composition I was referring to. The reason it's so deadly is because SMGs come naturally with 21% crit chance. So you barely need to invest any in order to max that stat out. Which means that now all I need to do is roll crit damage everywhere else while having a free stat to roll whatever I want. So I chose to roll status effects because that by itself requires nothing in order for it to be strong. Your skill tier doesn't need to be high either. With status effects rolled everywhere, any skill that causes bleed, burn, or whatever you choose will be significantly more effective. And with near maxed out crit chance and damage, you'll be hitting like a truck on both ends of the spectrum. Now, I don't know how hard these pieces would be to attain, but I already had all the gear to make this build. You don't need any gear to increase your crit chance, like 𝐸𝐵𝐵, for example. But this 𝐒𝐸𝐴 mask that comes with crit damage for its one piece is what you'll need. 27% on this mask alone. Roll status effects along with it and you're golden. Man, look at this 𝐒𝐻𝐸 chest piece I got. It's just right. It dropped like this, so I rolled it to armor. Spotter is a talent and it's what contributes to a lot of the damage this build dishes out. Spotter increases the damage on not only your weapon, but your skills as well. And I know status effects isn't rolled here, but it's okay. You need at least 1 or 2 pieces to have crit chance in order for it to get to 50%. Make sure you have 2 pieces of 𝐒𝐻𝐸 for the extra crit damage too. The other piece must be the firm handshakes. These named gloves give you the SMG damage for your MP5 and grant 15% status effects. I really wanted to be at 1.3 million armor, but with the advantages you have in this build, 1.1 is okay, because after playing this build extensively, I'm completely satisfied with its survivability. And I usually like to have my hybrids at most 3 skill tiers. This one has 2, one from the technician spec and the other from this 𝐸𝐸 holster. And without it, my sticky bomb's cooldown is at 43 seconds. That's way too long for me, so the holster knocks it down to around 38 seconds. That's my first skill. It's how I start out a lot of my fights. Sometimes even mid-fight, a great interrupter, especially when fighting against unbreakable builds. I mean, they have so many layers of protection, you know. First their Crusader shield, then unbreakable, but while you're fighting and trying to get through all those layers, he's dealing so much damage to you with 𝐸, Contractors, and Fox's Prayer. That's why this build is such a great counter. The sticky bomb is used as an interrupter, knocking away their shield while causing them to stagger. The status effects damage consistently melts armor and its duration keeps them from being able to ADS you. All the damage this deals is kinda ridiculous because my backpack is Anarchist Cookbook, perfectly wicked, and once they're on fire, that 18% damage kicks in, along with 𝐸 damage, plus Spotter. And don't forget Fox's Prayer's target side of cover damage for my knee pads. My second skill is one I almost never see utilized in any build, anywhere. The Airburst Seeker Mine. I think that's mainly due to its functionality. It's not easy to use. You don't simply throw this out and pray that it hits a target like the other Seeker Mines. You actually need to aim this at your intended target, and once you commit, that's where it'll detonate. So if you miss, you could be SOL. I won't say I'm a master with it yet, but I'm quite surgical with this thing. Setting traps for people and ambushing groups, I've grown to love this, and it has to be the most off-meta skill out there. I think that might be why. The cooldown is relatively low considering it being pretty much a DPS build, and the radius is huge. Here's a technique I use to get extra damage with 𝐸 with it. Pull the Seeker Mine out before a fight. Even without activating it, you still get 𝐸's damage bonus for pulling it out. It's considered using a skill. I didn't mention my secondary because honestly, I don't really use it at all. If you want to, you can use a Scorpio to activate Wicked, but I think that's doing too much. The MP5 is all you need. I mean, there's already a lot going on with this build. Believe me, it's very strong. And I don't have to convince you. It's evident from the gameplay that this is a beast. But one thing I will say about this is that it has a higher skill back than many other builds. Watching your sticky bombs cool down, making sure you use it at the right time, hitting your shots because it is deadly accurate and you can miss just as easily as you can connect. Also, the way your Airburst Seeker Mine works. All of this is taken into consideration in order for your damage to hit just right. And with that, I have nothing more to say about it. Let me show you the stats so you can see how much crit I have. I really hope this video helped you out. Or if you just enjoyed it, let me know by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Thanks for stopping through. It's much appreciated. I'll see you later. Be right out.